Okay, so you've decided that you want to invest in Las Vegas, but now you want to know whether you should invest on a property on the Strip, near the Strip, or completely away from the Strip. We're going to talk about that today, all right? Everyone, my name is Jim Fong with the Jim Fong Group at Urban Nest Realty in Las Vegas, and today we're going to talk about where in Las Vegas should you invest, all right? And if you like videos like this about real estate investing or how to create passive income and gaining financial independence, please be sure to subscribe to my channel. All right, so you've made the decision you want to invest in a property in Las Vegas, but you're not sure where. You know, should I invest on the Strip, near the Strip, or completely away from the Strip like in the suburbs, all right? Well, today I'm just gonna walk you through the pros and cons of each of these areas, and you kind of decide for yourself, because depending on your real estate portfolio or what you want out of this property in Las Vegas is gonna determine where you're gonna invest, okay? So first, let's talk about on the Strip, okay? So if you want to invest on the Strip, you're kind of limited of what you can buy, basically, right? There's some high-rise condos on the Strip, but if it's an investment, you're going to be thinking about how can I rent this out somehow, at least, right? You know, you could invest at City Center, all right, at Vdara, all right? It's kind of like a condo-hotel situation, so you can rent it out. You can actually go through, Aria and be kind of like an overflow to that hotel, so you can rent out your unit kind of in their pool of hotel rooms available, all right? You can also invest at MGM Signature, all right? It's right behind the MGM Grand. They have 3 towers there. You can rent those out. You can do Airbnbs and things like that. The good news about this is if you have a property like this and it's not being booked, or maybe you're coming to Las Vegas and visit, you just tell them, hey, don't rent it out this weekend or these dates. You can come use it personally, all right? That's the big advantage. The disadvantage of the Strip condos is the fact that you're not gonna make a great return on those, because the hotel fees to let you rent out these rooms are very high, and they tend to eat up most of your profits anyways, all right? That's kind of based on the numbers that I've ran and researched on this. Like if you rent it out, pretty frequently, and you have to pay for their maid service and the fees to be involved in the hotel program, pretty soon you don't have a lot of profit at the end of the day. The big advantage is it's a property that you can use when you want to use it. I think that's the big advantage there, all right? Let's go ahead and jump to near the Strip now, right? Because people are thinking, hey, if I buy a property near the Strip employs a lot of people in Las Vegas, so if I buy something near the Strip, it probably will be easy for me to rent out, right? This is all true. This is all true. I think if you buy something near the Strip as well too, you also do have that opportunity to do short-term rentals like the Airbnbs type things like that, because they're close to the Strip. People would want to be near there anyways. I think the biggest disadvantage, what I tell people, is if you buy too close to the Strip sometimes, right, you're going to, yes, it will be very easy for you to rent out. But over the years and just, gathering data on stuff like this, people that live near the Strip generally don't always stay near the Strip, all right? For example, my own personal story, when I first moved to Las Vegas, I lived very near the Strip. I thought that was the place to be, right? As soon as I settled into Las Vegas and just, made a normal life here, I'm not just a visitor in Las Vegas, I decided I wanted to live further from the Strip, be away from all the madness and the craziness and all that kind of stuff. I wanted to live a more normal life, so I decided to move away from the Strip, right? So I guess the point of that story is that the turnover is high near the Strip, all right? Your average tenant is going to stay around 12 months only on properties near the Strip, all right? Which is okay, but as a landlord, you don't want a lot of turnover. I think if you want to do a long-term traditional rental situation, you'd want your tenants to live there for at least 3-4 years maybe, because every time you turn over a property, you're going to have to go in and paint and update the flooring and fix repairs and stuff, and that just, and you'll have vacancy during that period. it's not ideal as a landlord to have too much turnover. So that's my pros and cons for near the strip, okay? Let's talk about away from the strip now. Let's just say, let's go to the outskirts of town, kind of more of the suburb area of Las Vegas, all right? What's good about these areas are, this is where you can do the more long-term rentals, the more traditional rentals, target, you know, longer term tenants, right? You want to, whether it is, you know, you want to have tenants that aren't moving every 12 months, right? You want them to stay there for, you know, longer periods of time. Maybe they have, you know, school-age children, right? You know, you want to have a longer-term tenant. The outskirts or the suburbs are ideal for that. Places like Summerlin, you know, in Las Vegas, highly desirable area. You buy something in these high-end areas, it should be easy for you to rent out long-term. Shouldn't have any problems, and they probably will appreciate in value over time very well. Again, you can buy in places like Henderson, whether it's Green Valley or Seven Hills. These kind of desirable areas will always be easy for you to rent out. Your rents will be pretty high compared to the market here. It's just going to be a more stable investment for you, all right? But all of these things, it just determines on what investment you want to make, right? If you want to do short-term rentals, it's a very different strategy than if you want to just buy and hold for a long time too, right? But if you want to get more information about some of these topics that I spoke about, please check out my other videos. Thanks.